I have dedicated my professional career to the study and control of arthropods.
Hey, this is a warning. This video is completely and totally self-serving and not like any of my other videos I've made. Because today I want to uh, talk about this television show idea that I've had for some time. And I think, if ever realized, would be the greatest television show ever. Well, maybe not ever, but nonetheless, it'd be in the top 10. Um, And this has been something that's kind of been stirring in my mind for a long time after watching a number of other shows. And I just want to just give a warning on this, okay? Now, first of all, if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody that can make this thing a reality, I appreciate appreciate the advertisement if you can do or the connection if you can do such a thing. Not that I don't think it's really going to happen, but nonetheless, if it did, it'd be so awesome. And all I want in return, you know, give me credit, give me a little bit of credit there, and hey, if you want to pay off my student loans, I don't know, something like that. So anyway, this is going to be probably a couple of parts at the very least because I want to organize this in such a way that my vision translates into your heads, okay, so that you understand what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to give again, the warning here is that nothing in this is original, okay? I'm not claiming originality. I'm claiming greatness, all right? So you're going to say, hey, that sounds just like, and it's like, yep, it's right. It sounds exactly like. The show is original. The melding of these ideas is I think in an original fashion, but all of the elements are old, rehashed, but rehashed works. So okay. I'm gonna what I want to do here, just real quick. I want to summarize the premise of the show, and then probably when I get to part 2 of this, talk about why I think it's workable, why I think it's great, why I think it will be a hit, and why I think that production studios would love it. Okay, so the premise of the show. This is a cop show. All right. Um, this is your standard fare mismatched cops. Okay. And the kind of the working title, and this isn't really any kind of title. This is just what I've called it when I've actually typed out some like basic plot lines and script things for it. I'm not a writer in that sense, but it's like virtual cops is kind of the idea. And I want to, okay, the elements that this show steals from is, you remember the movie Strange Days, where people had the virtual reality things that they could live other people's memories? That's part of it. And again, that sort of borrowed from the Red Dwarf, the Better Than Life, the video game where you're immersed in the video game and it's better than life. So that's one of the kind of the element that I'm taking this from, and also a few other things I'm thinking, like Odyssey 5, this sci-fi show Odyssey 5. So anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rambling on about this. So this is a cop show, and what this show is about is, okay, this is a near future. There are legal video games that are commonplace, where people like World of Warcraft plug into this network and can play their fantasy game, whether it be knights, medieval things, sci-fi, whatever. They play these games, they go through these scenarios, linking with friends and combating other players and having a grand old time. This is kind of like the big smash sensation. Okay. However, there are hacks to this game. People have hacked into it. People have altered it. People have introduced viruses and programs to it, wherein you can get dirty pleasures, you can commit murders, you can do horrible things in your own private fantasy world, your own maybe part of the network, sort of off site, like in chat rooms, off to the side from the main network. You can do all of your sick and dirty desires, and you could actually some of these hacks are dangerous to the point of where they're completely physically addicting. because the pleasure gained from it is, somehow is addicting. Or you can actually die in these games. People can become addicted so that they just starve to death in some back room someplace playing these games. Or they could actually shut down somebody's heart somehow. I'm not the mechanics of it. Let others work out. Okay, so because of this, because of these hacks, and because of how major this world is, this virtual world, the FBI designated a special unit, a special task force dedicated to busting gangs, organizations, organized crime groups that are creating and putting these hacks out there into this world. Okay, this virtual world. And so this is where the story, this is where the sort of the element comes into it. You've got one cop. He's an FBI agent. This guy is a caricature. He's supercop. Okay, he's a super alpha male. Probably not very well educated, but he's got he's a veteran. He's a hero. He's been massively decorated both in the military and then outside of the military in the FBI. Okay, he is perfect. The perfect male specimen. Arrogant, bullying somewhat. Whatever. That's one of the elements. He is assigned to this virtual unit, this special unit. He's paired with, obviously you can see this coming, he's paired with a computer geek. This guy is overweight, greasy skin, dirty hair, a slob who does nothing all day but play in this virtual world. Maybe let's add some character. He's an FBI. He got into the FBI, this portion of it, because he was actually arrested as a world class hacker, and then assigned to work for the FBI. So they're paired together. So they're partners. So there you got this that famous mismatched cop partner thing that's always worked in every single show. So these two, they're paired together, and this is the awesome part. Half of the show takes place in the real world, where Supercop is dragging around the slob, doing these investigations where the slob's techniques come into, you can hack into computers and stuff like that. So there's a benefit to it. But when it comes down to the real world stuff, he's not that good at it. However, the other half of the show takes place in the virtual world, where kind of like I remember the World of Warcraft South Park episode, where once they get into that world, it's a complete reversal. The slovenly character, the computer hacker, is this different actor would play the part, is is massive and strong and can navigate this world, while the cop, who I think would be probably best played by the same actor but sort of acting differently, is awkward and stumbling and bumbling in this world, just cannot quite make a go of it. Okay, and because of the fact that it's a virtual world that takes place, it's a virtual fantasy, they can be into, when they're in the real world, they're going to be in cities or maybe in the wilderness or maybe different things, finding these gangs or these organized crime groups that are creating these things. And then in the real world, or in the virtual world, they're in outer space. They can even be in cartoon animation if that's what somebody, they could be Old West. They could be set in different time periods in world history. They could be in complete fantasy, magic, wizards, whatever. It could be different depending on what they're looking in, what they're investigating. Anyway, so that's the idea of the show. So it would be, it just completely, it would always be different. The two characters would be the same, but they would be in different realms all of the time, facing different challenges, sometimes having to play the game to defeat the game to get at the mystery, and they're ultimately leading themselves to the grand master of these hacks, the grand master of this illegal crime thing, the who is responsible. And I have an idea for a twist from that, but I'm not going to say it. Anyway, that's my idea, and watch for part 2, and I'm going to try to sum this up. Okay? Thanks.